All right.
Hello, BB Disney family. We are here with John Farrell doing his exit interview out of Club 33 All Stars. Mwah.
Moi. Okay. Hello, John. Well, so usually I ask the first questions. I usually ask is well, how are you feeling now that you're out of the game? But you've had a few days now,
I
so
mean, I felt
um,
better originally on
yeah,
that
that's true.
that that night.
Mm,
Um, because I mean, going into the jury house and pretty much the jury being like, "Yeah, we would have voted for you easily to win," that
mm,
sat well.
that sucks.
Um, so yeah, that was good to hear. I had only pissed off one person on the jury. One person on the jury is non-existent, like I told everybody would happen. Um, So, I mean, it was kind of funny that Rose and I both kind of laid into a couple of the jury members and it's like, look, you could have had Julia here and she would have actually known what the fuck was going on. So, yeah.
Okay, and then another first question I like to ask is why do you think you were here with us? Why do you think you were the next one to go when you did?
Well, only one. Well, so the round that I went was weird because there was more people on the block at final eight than there were votes in the game. There were four people on the block, so literally every vote mattered that time. And Karen decided to just stick with the majority and make it a 3-0 because it seemed, to my knowledge anyway, because it seemed like Karen was kind of baffled that the vote changed last second. She was expecting it to be Robertoria that round, and then an hour before eviction, it all changed. I had been talking with Jeremy throughout the day, and literally that was the point I was trying to make with Jeremy. It's like, look, you want people to communicate with you. I'm here to communicate. I've never not communicated with you. And Jeremy's like, well, you're just too big of a threat. So, and then Jen literally said, oh, yeah, the vote's on you now. No reasoning, nothing else, just the vote's on you now. It's like, okay, well, fuck off. So,
So yeah, so it was Jen, Jeremy, and Karen.
yep.
Usually I like to ask everyone whose vote shocked you the most. You only have three to choose from. So well, actually, a lot of the questions I can't ask you. I usually like to ask how do you think the vote went? But obviously it was 3-0. And but who out of the three people, who were you so shocked?
I'm
Because
shocked
I
that
don't think.
Jeremy. I'm shocked that
Mhm.
Jeremy ditched me as quick as they did. Because the two of us had been. I mean, we weren't like on constant calls, but we were able to just have our thoughts click like that. So it was a nice, easy, quick conversation. We knew what we wanted, and everybody wanted to work with us. And then Jeremy decided, okay, we're just going to say bye because other people apparently offered them more than what I could offer them at final eight. So, um, I mean, I have heard who current HOH is currently, and I mean everything could be coming crashing down for them this round. So we'll see.
Gotcha. Um, let's talk about alliances. Who was our number one? We know you had a final two chat with
Oh, I mean,
Jill.
here's the thing. I wasn't in any. I had what I thought was going to be a good alliance with myself, Buckley, Karen, and Jeremy. But then the two of them turned on Buckley during the second live night. Um, all because quote unquote Buckley was emotional. It's like, really? That's the reason we're gonna get rid of somebody that we're tight with? And especially since the person that they're up against was definitely very emotional and lashed out at the house just a couple rounds prior to that. So it's like that's kind of hypocritical, which I don't mind telling them that, any of them that, come finale time. I mean, Keaton voting Buckley made perfect sense. The two of Buckley and Keaton had kind of been going at each other for a little while. Buckley had put Keaton up at one point. And yeah, Keaton retaliated. So, but yeah, then I pretty much tried to make sure that I had strong singular connections with people. So that way, even if I didn't have major alliances with groups, that I had people that wanted to take me farther in the game. I had Jill that wanted to take me farther in the game. I had Buckley that wanted to go farther with me in the game. And I would have gone farther with either two of them. I would have gone farther with Jeremy too. I actually would have gone probably at least until this point here at 4 or 5 and then taken Jeremy out. That's where like I only created those one-on-one chats that had prodded them if I thought that those would be people that I could work with long term in this game.
And so let's talk about that because I feel like this game was not was I don't know what I can lead to you, but like it was kind of like short term, long alliances. A lot of people wanted to
Correct.
do this role. Like, let's
Yeah.
not make a big group. Let's not do this. Let's not cruise crew this shit. Let's just
Yep.
stick simple.
Stop bringing
Why do you think that? What
Oh, we brought up Cruise Crew
Shut the
1,000
fuck
times.
up.
I mean, it's just like the crew. Let's be real. As much as I hate to say this, the cruise crew somewhat worked for several.
You're
reasons.
exactly right. They did until Cody outed them, and then even then they still worked because
Well, let's
I mean,
not.
heck, Megan almost didn't put one of them up, and almost put Amy up instead when she was HOH.
Oh no.
Well,
Amy
let's
was
not
good.
talk about bad gameplay. Let's
Almost
talk
didn't put
about your.
Steve up.
You know, I wish I really did not hear that. That I never knew that Megan was almost gonna put Amy up. But let's not talk about it. So, why do you think? Do you think it was because of an all-star season? Do you think it's because you all knew each other that it was very like not big alliances, or did you all
It's
really think that
it,
it was the smaller the better?
I think it was also a lot of just managing threat levels. And people, especially in the beginning part of the game, people didn't want to make waves. And that's where when Lily just automatically grabbed Jen and Brian, it's like, okay, there's some waves right there. And then again, when that group tried to then save Brian during my HOH reign, it's like, okay, so you're choosing to make a small side, and two of that side is still in the game at Final Four. It's interesting.
Okay. And another thing is when Jeremy and Karen, when they turned on Buckley, were you ever like, this could happen to me?
Well, that's the other thing. They both came to me very quickly afterwards, and especially Karen. And Karen was like, "This had nothing to do with you. I still want to work with you. This was everything about Buckley and how Buckley behaved during that tribal, or during, you know what I mean, um,
Mhm.
during live night." Um, I mean, Jeremy made it sound as if like I was like unsure of stuff. I mean, yeah, of course I'm going to be hesitant after that. It's like we literally just formed this alliance, and then you just go and turn right on it. Literally one vote later, but Jeremy said that he pretty much is the same exact stuff that Karen did. It was all because of how Buckley reacted and everything during the live night, and that's where anytime that like I was nominated or anything like that, I didn't take it to heart, and I never let it show to people that I was going to be upset that I was nominated, because I knew that that was one, could put an additional target on my back, or two, it would cause some extra animosity, which wasn't needed in the house.
Right. Okay, so I hate to jump. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think other questions because they don't always they don't concern you, because usually I talk about the infamous split vote in the first
Yep.
vote, but
Yep.
that really didn't concern you. Okay, let's talk about that
Well, I mean,
because
it did concern me because I was
yeah,
HOA. Oh, sorry, round one, round one.
round one, the first
Oh,
split
sorry,
vote
I thought you
where
were
everyone
talking
was
about during
involved.
my HOH.
No, so like in the first vote, like I mean, everyone's goal is to always, be in the middle and seeing it. But it worked so well for you because you weren't caught in those like fires that were happening the
Oh
first
yeah,
round.
during the Justin and Lake debacle, Literally, I was like, look, I'm just going to save my own ass. I'm voting Darcy. I'm up on the block. I need to make sure that that nothing funky is going on, and I catch any stray votes to go. Because Darcy was being weird about everything, and only told the person who they were voting for that they were going to do that. It's like, this makes no sense whatsoever. It's like, if you're going to try and gather votes to stay, you kind of need to tell everybody else what you're thinking.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah. So let's talk about the jury. Well, let's not talk about the jury, but let's talk about you as a voter in the jury. You know, I believe there's no such thing as bitter jurors. You can do whatever the fuck you want. What are you into? What are you thinking about your vote for the jury? I know we're kind of like at the final four already, but what are you thinking? How are you doing your vote?
this is All Stars. I want somebody to prove to me that they played an all-star caliber game, that they didn't mind being in the fire, and that they lived up to the reputation that they needed to have. That's where I have a person that I want to win or to get to the end game at this point. And I mean, I would love to see, at this point, I'd love to see Keaton make the finale. Keaton went into the game being like the meme of, oh, we can make Keaton an easy first round or first early target, and just take Keaton out of the game. But Keaton has played this game masterfully. Keaton has continuously said, I know I'm not here for a long time, but you know what? We're at Final Four and Keaton's still sitting here. Keaton has made moves. Keaton has become a comp beast this season, which I don't think those words ever would have come out of my mouth. And Keaton has masterfully played both sides of the house while being active in terms of being right in the thick of everything. So, and honestly, I know Keaton is a previous winner, but this game I feel is stronger than Keaton's first win.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, so obviously after jury, I always then ask people these rapid fire questions, which you kind of already stole. So you want Keaton to win. Who do you think is gonna win? I know we're a few weeks already, so we're only at 4 people you can choose from. But who do you think is going to win?
I mean, I honestly think it's Keaton. I think people feel that Keaton is going to. The house has a misconception of Keaton.
Gotcha. And then, oh, sorry.
I was going to say that they've had multiple opportunities to take Keaton out of this game, but they've squandered those opportunities.
And then, who do you think will be the next person evicted?
Jeremy. I think Jeremy needs to win Final Four veto in order to not get out this round.
And John, let's be real. Who do you want to see be the next person in the jury?
Honestly, it's exactly what I told Jeremy. It's like, you can't think about the finale and who you can beat in the finale if you don't make it to the finale. And I think we're going to see Jeremy this round. And that's going to be that nice little rub in Jeremy's face. And a lot of the people in jury have felt that Jeremy has not played the winner game. Jeremy played a great game during Tomorrowland. But it almost has felt as if Jeremy has played a hiding game during this season, and that's not the type of person I want to see win All-Stars. I've made it to the end of an All-Stars game before, and I really didn't have any moves to claim, and I was a runner-up. And that's what I want to see with this season. Is I want somebody that I know is out front that proved their all-star status and made some all-star caliber moves. All-star personality too. That's the other thing.
Yeah. I guess, do you have any regrets on anything? Do you have any like Club 33 regrets, the way that was played since there was so
No,
much
actually, I
power?
loved the way I played Club 33. In fact, I feel especially I'm gonna include the Club 33 and the safety in the same
Mhm.
lump because those were the two main twists that we were given. I hid my Club 33 for a while and waited till the right time to use it. And as soon as I knew that multiple other people were going to be playing it on Robertoria, I jumped right on that bandwagon. It's like, look, and I kind of threw Jill a little bit under the bus. I was like, look, and I told him afterwards, I was like, look, I heard Jill was going to do it, so I just jumped on anyway, just to use it. Did I kind of want Robertoria out that round? Absolutely. But I also started the safety chain.
Safety circle.
Safety circle. I'm sorry. During for the HOHs to use because that allowed me to not show cards and it let me take at that point there was still animosity between Lake and Buckley. By me saving Lake and Buckley, even though those were the two people as second and third, it allowed me to take that off the burner because those were two people I wanted to work with both, and it allowed me to take it and take it right off the heat. And then I was the first person to actually let the nominees know well in advance that I was going to be putting them up. Go right ahead, use your Club 33 power. I don't care. And it was funny because I'm actually it took until the very final round of Club 33 powers to have one of the people nominated by Club 33 to be the one evicted.
You are the first one, aren't you? I feel like I was doing that stats the other day
Yeah.
and I noticed that.
Yeah.
But you're just so special. And then so any
That's, I mean,
regrets
that's
that
me.
you
Is I'm always noting those stats and things like that. And it's kind of funny because this is the exact opposite of what I experienced during my first season of Animal Kingdom. Because we had the Predator nomination during that season, and multiple times the third nominee was the person to end up going home. So, including week 1 when I was HOH, which was even funnier.
So was that for season 4?
That was season 4.
Season 4. Okay, cool. Okay, and then so like any other just general regrets that you have? Like what is one thing that you wish maybe just you didn't do or didn't happen?
I don't really have any major regrets. Maybe try and be a little bit better of some, but even like I've been saying, these bigger alliances didn't, unless something crazy was happening that I didn't know about, and that there was some sort of bigger cruise crew type of thing that was out there, but I don't think there was.
Time will tell.
Yeah, I know exactly. Time will tell. But nobody's come in. Well, I haven't been in there for the last couple rounds, but nobody has said of any bigger alliance that was out there. So I'll find that out soon. But no, I mean, this literally was the best social game that I've probably ever played. I was on calls constantly. I was always talking with people. Even when I was busy, I made sure that I was always talking to people. And if I didn't get the chance to, I apologized first and then continued the conversation. And I let people know if I was going to be away for a little bit, it's like, look, I'm away for this a little bit. Leave me a message. I'll get back to you as soon as I'm back around. So that way people never felt as if I was ever ignoring them, and that I could always be that voice for somebody to talk to.
And I have one question, but I'm not going to ask it. Megan will.
Oh boy.
So Megan.
She's listening to LCA
No, I'm
awards
not
also.
Anymore.
Well, she did ask me if she can ask this question.
I did. So what was your favorite experience in Club 33? What was your favorite part?
I'm gonna flip it and say my least favorite part to
That's
start
not
off.
what I asked.
I know, but
Fucking Farrell.
but you know, I'm going to be difficult.
I know I'm married to you. I get it.
Um, oh, my least favorite thing to start off with is that wonderful cup pyramid competition. I mean, I was proud that I finished, um, but just enduring that hour-long competition was just
Oh, next time we ever host that, I will be having an on like doctor's appointment where I will not be able to host that challenge for 24 hours. So Megan can do that, or someone else can do that because I
I'll
will
be
not.
back around.
Yeah, I will not be hosting that challenge. So
Yeah.
I will be having a doctor's appointment.
No, I mean, I think my one proudest moment, like I already started to say, was my vastly improved social game. I kept my strategies up at all times. I was always constantly aware of who the biggest threats to go are. Yes, I did always have that big target on Jen in my mind, and Jen is still there, but we've had people like Keaton that were like, oh, we need to keep Jen around for the long term. Um, but then also winning a couple comps that I won, and with none of those comps being a luck comp, I was proud of the fact that those were the three that I won. Um, I mean, I upped my nomination record. I'm close to longest tenure in the house. I think Jen and myself have that record. Um, I don't think we have exact days, but yeah. And yeah, the fact that I held my own and stayed strong as long as I could. I mean, and I never compromised own my own thoughts. I never decided to pander to the majority. I hated, and I still hate the phrase, well, I just want to vote where the majority is. Honestly, that's the biggest phrase that pisses me off. Um, because especially the round that Julia went, when there was four people that were literally saying, I just want to vote in the majority. Well, you know what? You four make up the majority right now.
Mhm.
So you literally can help control the game. And to see people literally just cowering half the time and not wanting to do anything, that was frustrating to watch from the sidelines, when I'm actually trying to push agendas at times. And that was the other thing too, is I'm in the past I've always wanted to try and back off a little bit to take off that threat level, but this was such a high caliber cast. Everybody had their own target on them, and it was trying to make sure that people couldn't find your flag to take you out.
Well, John, thank you so much for coming and playing. It was fun to help host you for the first time.
Yeah.
And with that, we are going to